another video. I am your host, Grumble V, and today we're going to go into the realm of mystical creatures. It should be interesting because I like the old mystical doodahs and stuff like that, and yeah, this should be, like I said, quite interesting. And yeah, I've had my Red Bulls. Let's get into it. So, headphones on, and let's go into the world of mystical. So today, we've got some old slapped ham baby. He is for brilliant stuff. So if you want to go and give him a little scribble, that would be fantastic. While you're at it, if you give little old me a little scribble and a little like, that would be very much appreciated. And don't forget to hit that little notification bell so you can be notified when I do my uploads. And with that faff out of the way, let's get into it. So, we've got wild cryptid. Yep, cryptid, sorry. Sightings caught on camera. Happy days. Let's get into it.
How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some mysterious videos that have left the experts baffled.
Daddy's got to represent. Sorry.
So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more scary content, just like this.
Slapped ham.
When geneticist Neil Gemmell first went on his expedition to Loch Ness, he probably didn't expect to find anything too out of the ordinary.
I was expecting a bit of Nessie on this.
However, he was in for a shock when he reviewed the last bit of his underwater footage. While he may not have stumbled upon the fabled prehistoric plesiosaur that is said to stalk the depths of the Scottish lake, he was still able to find something truly surprising. In this short clip, we can see a fish slowly making its way towards the camera. While this may seem innocuous at first, it later becomes clear that the fish is swimming away from something. Watch what happens.
Yo, look at these.
As you can see, a long tentacle or eel-like creature makes its way through the background.
Now, if that was truly Nessie, aka the Loch Ness Monster, that is very tiny.
According to the scientist, it's more likely that Nessie is a large eel rather than some prehistoric dinosaur, and he points to this video as proof.
It's too small to be Nessie.
Furthermore, for the myth to have persisted for so long, he figures that several of these eel-like creatures must call Loch Ness home.
That is just ugly.
Although the legend of Loch Ness Monster traces its roots to Irish missionaries in the region in the 6th century, the modern image of this creature has primarily been informed by the reports of Scottish journalists in the 1930s. Taken in 1938, the iconic surgeon's photo depicts a silhouette of what appeared to be a large creature in
See, that I can believe.
Loch Ness. The authenticity of this photo was later debunked. It turns out it was just a toy submarine. Nonetheless, the image ignited a worldwide passion for the creature, and many people still travel to Loch Ness in the hope of catching a glimpse of this ancient beast. So if there truly are a breeding population of undiscovered eels down in the depths of Loch Ness, then where did they come from, and why have they eluded scientists for so long?
No, I don't see that as Nessie. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments, because that can't be Nessie. That, no.
An outdoor meditation session is a great way to relax while getting close to nature. However, in Alec MacDonald's case, nature might have gotten a little too close. Noticing a large black feline in a nearby field, MacDonald grabbed his phone and snapped a photo as quickly as possible. The image, which was taken in New South Wales, Australia, depicts a large black feline skirting on the edge of a nearby forest.
I wouldn't just grab my phone. I'd grab whatever I had and run. Although, to be fair, running with that and a bit... I probably would have just walked off, to be honest.
Notably, the animal has a large head and a very muscular frame. Because of its robust features, many people who have seen the image think it's some sort of panther. However, most local biologists have concluded that the creature in question was simply a large feral cat. Officially, Australia has no native panthers, but accounts of panther-like animals have been recorded across the country since it was first colonised by the British Empire.
But it looks so beautiful. I just want to hug it and squeeze it and give it a little pet.
Known as the Blue Mountains panther by some believers, this big kitty has been reported by pilots, hikers, hunters, naturalists, and many others. Could this animal be a known species that has been inadvertently introduced into the area, or could it be an entirely new kind of feline? Whether or not the Blue Mountains panther actually exists, enthusiasts from all corners of the earth continue to flock to the Australian wilderness to try and catch a glimpse of this elusive beast.
Hell of a picture, but still could be meh.
TikTok user Sergio Luis Reis was just enjoying a nice summer day on a Brazilian beach when he was suddenly interrupted by a jellyfish-like monster that looked like it belonged on another planet. The creature, which had a bulbous head and long tentacles, floated near the surface of the shallow waters just a few yards away from the cameraman.
What the hell is that?
Like any young man in this day and age, he quickly busted out his phone to take a quick video to share on social media. Although the creature seemed to just float near the surface for the duration of the short clip, there's no denying that its presence must have been somewhat unnerving. Several varieties of jellyfish roam the planet's oceans, but the larger varieties typically stay away from shallow waters. So far, no prominent marine biologists have commented on this strange video.
Grab one of those little sand buckets, mate. Put it in there. Chuck it on the old beach. Have a little poke about. Get some good pictures. Scoop it back up. Throw it back in. Happy days. Then we know what it was.
There's a good chance that the specimen was simply a sick or injured jellyfish that had lost its sense of direction. This could explain its docile nature and strange appearance. However, it doesn't seem to resemble any extant jellyfish species. Did Sergio Luis Reis come across an entirely new species, or did he just happen to cross paths with an ugly duckling? If it was just an extant species, then why was it so close to the shore? And why haven't similar creatures been spotted near Brazil's extensive coastline?
I don't know about that one.
It seems that terrible and fascinating creatures are drawn to beaches across the world. As Svetlana Clementieva took a casual stroll along a beach in Kamchatka, Russia, she happened to
Kamchatka. Sorry.
stumble upon a grotesque mass of appendages resting on the shore. Since this odd monster didn't resemble anything that she had ever seen before, she decided to take several snapshots and a quick video. The unidentified object, which had a slightly fuzzy texture, didn't appear to move, so Svetlana and the video's viewers determined that it was a corpse. At the time of the video's release, Sergei Konev, a local marine biologist, asserted that the mass was simply a chunk of dead whale.
Either way, that is still like... Ugh.
Others claim that it was the corpse of a giant squid, but that wouldn't explain its strange furry texture. Still, many people think that the furry texture was just a result of decomposition.
Yeah.
Because giant squids and colossal squids tend to inhabit deep waters far away from the coastline, it's extremely rare for their corpses to wash ashore. Sometimes, however, sick or injured squids make their way to shallower waters, but as a result, their corpses are typically found fresh and mostly intact. Consequently, many people have wondered whether this corpse might belong to an entirely new beast. After all, the vast majority of the ocean has gone unexplored, so it wouldn't be too implausible for an undiscovered sea monster to wash ashore.
Yeah,
Do you think that the experts have been correct in their assessment of this creature? Or might there be another explanation for this very massive flesh and appendages?
There's got to be another reason behind that. Seriously. Because that is ugly.
TikTok user Cryptid Chronicles has uploaded a video that shows a holidaymaker going about their day at an American ski resort when they happen to notice a large group of fellow skiers and snowboarders gathered near the edge of the tree line. The clip shows the faint silhouette of a vaguely human-shaped creature in the forest. According to the uploader, the animal was between 8 and 10 feet tall.
Do what?
As the camera holder zooms in, the large figure remains relatively stationary, but it seems to be manipulating something with its hands. Accounts of mythical giant apes have appeared all across the world and throughout much of recorded history. Many names have been ascribed to these beasts. Sasquatch and Bigfoot tend to be the most common names for cryptid apes in the United States, and dozens of sightings occur every year. Some scientists and cryptid enthusiasts believe that certain human ancestors or relatives could have survived into the modern era. They might be just so intelligent that they've continued to elude capture. However, if these intelligent creatures are truly roaming the wilderness, then it's only a matter of time until someone gathers more concrete evidence. Life on the Cody First Nation Reserve in Saskatchewan tends to be a pretty calm and quiet place. However, when possible monsters visit at night, that sense of peace and normalcy can disappear in an instant. One night, a Redditor who lives on the reserve noticed something curious behind a boulder in their yard.
I've seen this before. This is actually quite interesting. I quite like this one.
Going by the username XBeerSeekerX on Reddit, this brave soul felt driven to record the encounter and upload it to the platform for the rest of the world to analyse. Standing on their porch, the uploader focuses on the boulder for some time, but nothing seems to happen. However, once he shuts his porch light off and rapidly turns it on again, a strange figure can be seen retreating behind the boulder. The video isn't of the highest quality, so viewers disagree on how to describe the creature.
Yeah.
The Redditor repeats the process of turning off the lights, and each time the creature can be seen retreating behind the large rock.
The heck was that?
The uploader suggested it might be a local mythical creature that resembles a gnome or elf. These small creatures are believed to enjoy offerings of sweet tea and tobacco, and
I'm sorry, but that is... If you saw that, you'd just be like, no, no.
and have historically been spotted in warmer weather. Other viewers put forth the theory that the creature is a Wendigo. A common myth among Algonquin peoples and other Native American tribes, the Wendigo is said to be an evil spirit that bears an unyielding appetite. According to legend, the creature shapeshifts into a variety of familiar or inconspicuous forms.
So technically it could have gone into the gnome form and trying to bait them to come over. Ugh. Nope.
To trick their prey. Once the victim gets close, the Wendigo pounces and consumes the person's flesh. There have even been accounts of these monsters trying to imitate human speech patterns and familiar animal noises. Thankfully, the Redditor lived to tell the tale. However, if they have a Wendigo visiting their backyard, then they may not want to heave a sigh of relief just yet. This myth has existed for thousands of years, and it would be strange for so many people across thousands of miles to have reported the same monster for such a long time. Even if it's not actually a supernatural phenomenon, there must be something behind the legend.
That is just weird
How
though.
is that?
Thailand's a great place to try delicious food, visit the beach and take a hike. Apparently, it's also a prime location for anyone who wants to encounter an undiscovered cryptid. Kayaking through a charming cove with a group of like-minded tourists, Gemayal Kawaja encountered the strangest thing. Within a partially submerged cave, he and the tour group ran into a tribe of furry humanoids, dancing and playing strange instruments.
Yep. What?
At this point, Gemayal Kawaja took out his camera and let the film roll. While he only recorded the strange crew for a bit over a minute, according to him, the group continued to perform for a total of 30 minutes. It was later revealed that this performance had been orchestrated by Tori Raines, a Norwegian artist.
There you
She had
go.
enlisted the help of local actors to make the bizarre scene come to life. While this odd scene may have been fabricated, it raises many intriguing questions. What inspired Tori Raines to come up with such a scene, and why did she want to perform it in front of a bunch of tourists?
Now, if you've seen Bill and Ted, right? Which one? The second one. If you've seen the second Bill and Ted, you tell me if that doesn't look like what's his name? I can't think of his name, but if you've seen it, you know what I mean. That could have been his inspiration for it.
Still, it would have been quite a sight for the surprised kayakers. Before we take a look at a bizarre sighting in Argentina, remember to hit that subscribe button, then tickle that little bell icon there and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop every time we drop our scary and mysterious videos.
Will you do that for little old me too? I would very appreciate it.
Also, a completely free way to support our channel is to generously prod that like button there. The Argentinian city of Villa Carlos Paz is known for many things. It's a picturesque resort city that features beautiful valleys and luscious lakes, and many tourists visit the city to escape the many stresses of life. However, its glimmering waters may hide a dark secret. Shortly after crossing a bridge at the edge of Lake San Roque, Julieta Garcia saw a long motionless creature floating on the surface of the water. Thankfully, the creature washed ashore, so Garcia could analyze it more closely.
It just looks like a deformed eel, like from the bloody Nessie one. But then again, it has a very derpy face. It's like me when I wake up in the mornings.
Measuring in at around 80 centimeters long and 10 centimeters wide, this strange animal is not something that you'd want to see swimming alongside you. While the eel-like beast had a slender body, its massive head was conspicuous. Furthermore, it didn't seem to have eyes.
Oh.
Many commenters asserted that the sea monster was just a massive eel. However, freshwater eels in the area are not that big, and they typically don't have such a bulbous head. Could this have simply been a sick, injured, or deformed eel, or is something more mysterious going on? The beast may have been introduced by humans, or it could have somehow found its way into the lake on its own. Then again, there's always the possibility that this type of creature has always existed in this lake, but maybe Garcia was simply the first one to see it. After all, if scientists could film a potentially undiscovered eel-like creature in Loch Ness, then why couldn't a similar animal show up in Lake San Roque?
True. Okay. Weren't too bad actually. None of them were like really that like, hi, I'm a mystical creature, but yeah, I can sort of see where they're coming from. Favourite one? Don't really have one out of that lot, to be honest. Probably that weird little jellyfish thing. It's probably my favourite, because like everything else can sort of be explained, so, or they have been fabricated. But yeah, it's still been an interesting one. So yeah, definitely be doing more mystical creature ones in the future, because like I said, the old mystical doodah stuff is quite fun to watch, and yeah, it's different to normal life. So with that said, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that little notification bell. I've probably said that too many times now, but gotta put it in some places all the time, apparently. Yeah. So with that, I will say enjoy the rest of your day, evening or night, and all that jazz, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye.